I move you.
All right, yes, welcome friends. I'm here in actually a goddess temple. This is my friend's home. You can see some of the goddesses that she's painted behind me. This is my Tripura Sundari, and there's my Baglamukhi, and this one is my Bhairavi. So yeah, that's really cool. So this is a yogini temple here. So we get to beam it and do our practice from here today. And that's fun. So change of season time. We're in the doyo. We're in the in between. So depending on the kind of weather you're getting, what your climate is doing right now, you might already be like cooler fall, autumn feelings. You may still be like stuck in hot, humid summer. We might be in between. We've had a lot of rain this week, but our climate is changing here in the Chicagoland area. It's getting wetter and just sort of grayer overall, which means temps are moderating. It's a lot wetter, and it's going to change how we grow food. It's going to change flora and fauna. It's definitely going to change bugs and animals. We're already seeing like more warmer, temperate region animals up in our once upon a time glacial, very cold region. So, we are also part of nature. We need that consideration of how we are also going to adapt in a time of change and in between space, um, as well as where we're headed. So we're already standing. Let's start standing. Let's do a little like loosening, centering from there. Popping back here under these angel wings. All right. So just feeling into a little grounding on the earth. So feeling the presence of feet on the floor, the distribution of weight between and all around the feet. A little soft bend in the knees, a little bit of bouncing, right? This gentle bouncing. Right away, we can pick up on like, where's the tight fascia today? Where's the tightness in the body? And so I'm feeling all sorts of places. I've been lifting heavy things, doing some moving work lately, not mine, my mom's. And so I'm definitely feeling like tension in the knees, there's tightness there, tightness in the low back around SI joint. And then there's just this overall kind of thing rocking in the neck and shoulders. So, and while we're bouncing, check in with the breath. What's the breath like today? While we're bouncing, that's funny. I'm starting to feel like I need to widen my stance a little bit for these creaky knees. Just playing around with toes face forward, toes slightly outward. Right, and for the sake of my legs, I'm just dancing a little side to side. So the fascia of the low back is connected to fascia of knee. It's so often when low back gets tight, we're gonna hear it in the knees. It's offering up the sustained wiggling, bouncing, kinetic energy through the body. I just felt my shoulders lower a little bit. Just feeling into let's slowly come to a pause. And just for a moment, feel lots of tinglies movements throughout the body. And since we're starting from standing today, let's do a whole joint warm up for the body from standing. I think today might be a great day to do a little 5 elemental series, like actually just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, the 5 elements. So boom, let's start with shoulders. Nice shoulder circle. Checking in, listening to sounds. Let's go in the opposite direction. Relax facial muscles, relax jaw muscles. Right? Gentle smile. Yeah, how do you relax the facial muscles? You smile. That's right about now. Oh, I feel like I'm moving through wet cement when I'm moving my shoulders. Oh, let's see if we can get that to lighten up. Fingers rest on the shoulder blades and we trace with elbows, soften the knees, soften the low back. And the opposite direction. Nice. We did about 5 in each direction, and in between some exploratory wiggles. Oh, yeah. 2 flights of stairs, so many boxes, a few rugs. Nice. Let's take it out wide. And just this little gentle pulsation. We're not really going too far past the shoulder girdle. It's just opening, coming back to the jaw. Little wiggles. All right, let's go diagonal. Lots of sound in the jaw. Let's diagonal opposite direction. And just nice, big circles. Nice, big arm circles. Make sure the knees are bent. We're not really straining the low back. Let's go in the opposite direction. Getting the feeling in my body. There might be some slapping practice today as well. Just like that wet cement feeling, not as nice. Check back in with the shoulder circle. Nice. For the neck, we again want a nice, just gentle mountain pose. Inhale, chin up and down. Move as slowly as needed for your neck today. Let's go right and left. Let's go ear to shoulder. Oh, that's really the ticket today. Nice. If it feels good for your neck, this is a half circle up to the shoulder, down to the middle, over to the opposite shoulder. That's your inhale. Exhale. Soft knees, soft low back. Let's come back to the center. And again, just a little free flow movement to the spaces that feel gunky or tight for you in the shoulder girdle. Let's bring this couple of shoulder circles. And then let's bring this on down to the elbows. We make a fist with the thumb on the inside. And we roll, and this could be a little shake on the way out. In the opposite direction. Shrug the shoulder. Oh, we're starting to get a little movement through there. Stick out the arms. Really good shape. Nice. Gonna check it in a little. Shoulders girdle. You need to be quiet. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. From here, wrist movement. My guy, you're so loud. Make a fist with the. I prefer trained animals. Make a fist with the thumb. Safa, stop barking. Stop barking. There's nothing about that. Stop barking. You would benefit from some cleaning. Yeah. Make a fist with the thumb on the inside and move the wrist. Stop barking. There's nothing to bark at. Make Give me a second. Can these guys go outside? Giving them treat. Okay. Here we go. These are wrist circles if you weren't already doing those. In the opposite direction. And then flat palm up and down. Here we go. And a little bit of free flow wrist movement. Free flow wrist movement. Interlace the fingers. Movement through the wrist. Opposite direction. Kind of hard. Opposite direction. A little bit of flowy. Opposite direction, flowy. Stick the wrist out. Stick out the arms. Shake out the upper body. Sit. Sit. Sit down. No barking. There's nothing to bark at. Cool. Just take it from side to side. Standing twist. We're going to sustain this for a little bit. I really just let some breath move through the rib cage. Breathe through each of the ribs and the spaces between the ribs. Right, and then pick up one heel at a time, twisting. A little bit lower effect in the spine. That doesn't feel good, keep the feet on the floor. Mm. Breathing, tight places, loose places. Starting to slow down, come to a stop. Check back in, tight places, loose places. Are they getting a little looser? Take a couple of side bends. Actually, this is called swaying palm tree pose. So you've got some space between the feet, interlace the fingers overhead. Take a nice breath in. Falling all over the place. And it's like you're kicking the hip a little out to the side. Gentle side bend. Inhale in the center. Exhale. Gentle side. Not very much. Don't overextend. No need. Inhale. Swaying palm tree pose. I suppose we should do the palm tree pose as well. So for palm tree pose, go ahead, spiral the wrist down, get a little movement through the shoulder blades, ribs. All right. A little bit looser through there. So palm tree pose is actually a really beautiful pose that lengthens and tractions the spine and gets space between the spinal vertebra. So you've got feet together, hands interlaced overhead. And you're going to inhale, come up onto the toe tips. It's hard to talk and do this pose. And inhale, come up onto the toe tips, stretch up. I'm kind of out of the screen view, but on your tippy toes, stretch the arms up as much as you can, and then coordinate hands and feet coming back towards the floor. So inhale. And exhale. Try to get that little squeeze at the top. Feet. There's a balance element here, even though we're on 2 feet. These are actually two of the poses that are part of, let that go, that are part of Shankara Prakshalana, the Kriya practice where you ingest water, salt water, and you do a set of 5 poses. Those are actually the first 2 poses. Let's come back to that twist. Either with feet on the floor or with picking up the heel. If I'm going to my right, I'm picking up my left heel. Whoa. Getting a little bit more movement now through the lumbar region, SI joint. Keep going with this twist. Upper body's feeling pretty good. I think from here, what we'll do is come all the way down, start to slow down, come to a step to the feet. We were just there with the toes lifting. So from a balanced position, lifting one foot, circles in the ankles. If you needed a chair to rest on for balance, that's totally cool. Let's go opposite direction. And we need flex and point. Give some shakes. Let's do the opposite leg, circle. Opposite direction, circle. Feeling a little gunky in that ankle. Let's go up and down. Shake it out. Keep it. No kicks today. Shake it out. And a little wiggles right for the knees. We're gonna make little knee circles. So feet together, knees together, just circling around in the opposite direction. And take the knees out a little. Okay, coming up to hips, space between the feet. Let's go big hip circles. Soft knee. Opposite direction. Figure eights. Again, knees need to be bent. So we're not like pulling at that anatomy. Figure eight. Now that we're mingling in the hips, at least for me today, I can feel tightness through some choice places. I'm getting even deeper into that squat. So I'm getting back into those hamstrings. Let's take it, ringing the bell forward and backward. And again, I've got my knees pretty bent. Okay, feet slightly closer together. I think struggling with this yoga mat. Feet slightly closer together. And we're gonna do ringing the bell. So like up to one side and over to the opposite side. Getting this side to the hips and a little bit of that groin attachment if you feel into it. Coming back to center, shaking the leg. Let's come back to the spine. Just super simple favorite thing to do are these forward folds. So all we're doing is like softly tucking the chin as if you could move one vertebra at a time. Only if this feels good. Like if something in your back is like, ooh, I don't like this really rounded thing, then bend the knees a lot. And we can all bend the knees a lot also. And then like you're stacking one vertebra at a time. So this is the part that may or may not feel good. So alternatively, if we need to forward fold and keep the spine straight, Come into the forward fold. Again, flat back, glutes all the way up. That's not straining on the low back. So we've got one option, which are our gentle roll-ups. Once I get down here, I'm bending the knees a lot. Inhale, roll it back up. Shoulder roll at the top. Breathing in. Hang on down here. Give it some shake down here. And bouncing. A little spiral. Inhale back up. Shoulder roll at the top. Little ear to shoulder. And then turn this into this little bendy side bendy. So right now I am personally feeling a lot of release of heat. And that is this season. So we've got this heat that we've accumulated through the summer season. And that heat wants to get out of the body right now, but if it has any trouble getting out of the body, that might show up as a host of heat-related symptoms. Everything from indigestion, stomach upset, reflux, to headaches, migraines, and that's like heat's trying to go up. But what if your body's like, I want heat to go down? Well, we could discharge, we could get any other gynecological heat symptoms, UTI or UTI, burning, yeast. So coupled with dampness like this. So if we have damp quality plus heat, then yeah, we additionally can have some more challenges like that. So just thinking about the season, and then at the same time, we might be feeling dampness in digestive tract and any upper jaw, middle jaw, lower jaw, and what you then we've got like heaviness. So we need to be igniting digestive fire, right? So we need a little bit of heating in some senses, and then we need a lot of heat dispelling. That's confusing and technical, right? So when we're thinking about like movement and herbs and food and meditation like this, on some ends we might need heat dispelling. So like the movements we're doing, we just did a whole set of standing Pavanmuktanasana, which gets heat moving. But does that necessarily get like Agni ignited? Maybe. We'll give it a maybe. Like it might. And it also, that's where we might need a little bit more assistance with the dampness and stagnation that hangs out in the digestive tract. Right. So a couple of things to think about. So here's what I wanted to do. I'd love for us to do the Masunaga's 5 elemental stretches. We'll just do them one after the other. We start with metal. Metal phase is lung, large intestine. So we're kind of working with this fascial plane on the upper body. Then we have then we'll move into the earth stretches. Earth stretches are this frontal plane of the body. We go to stretches from earth phase. We go into fire phase. We have 4 fire channels. So first is heart and small intestine. and we're already onto the floor once we're doing earth. Then we come right into water face stretch, which is the whole back of the body. And we top it off. Then we do supplemental fire. So that's triple heater and pericardium. So center line arm, center line here. Again, this like sort of pivoting, middle, rotating kind of vibe. And then we top that off with wood, which is inner leg line, liver, outer of gallbladder. Like that. So those are our 5 elemental stretches, and we'll go through them one after the other. We want to hold each stretch for about 5 chill breaths, and then a little, not much of a pause in between. We do that pause at the end where we just have a quick shavasana, like literally laying in corpse pose and seeing what we're feeling in the whole body. That's the 5 elemental stretches. They don't really take a lot of time in that sense. Okay. So first up is lung and large intestine, some space between the feet. We're going to be interlacing the thumbs, stretching through the fingers because the literally channel kind of runs this way. It's less about like these thumbs and more about these fingers. And we've got that behind us. But let's say the hands don't reach. We could grab a belt, a sock, a yoga belt, and we could be behind us here, no problem, because really it's about opening up the chest. If we are back here, we're stretching through the index fingers, taking a nice big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. It doesn't really matter how high up the arms go. What matters is stretching through the index fingers and breathing. Breathing into chest. Across the chest. We're going to inhale back up. And we're going to switch the thumbs. Whichever thumb was on top, switch, stretch through the index fingers. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Stretch index fingers, breathe into the chest. What are we looking for in terms of activation? Let's go ahead and come back up. Tingling, warmth, moveness, flow, a sense of activation. So we just pause here and we do just feel like, oh, okay, we feel activation there. Cool. Let's come down to the floor. And we've got 2 options for our floor variation. So I've got this nice cushy rug here, so I might not need more padding. But if I decided I did, I've got the blanket right here. Like, who knows? Maybe I'm just going to really cush it up. Let's see, left foot in front, right knee down. Just 90-degree angle here. I've got my right knee down, so my right arm comes up. And what I want to feel is this openness from this front quad all the way through the side of the breast tissue. Oh my God. So loud. Really breathe into one part of the body. Mm. It's in the fridge. The one here in the kitchen. I put a new one. Yeah, I put one in. Breathing in. Exhaling down. Let's switch legs. So first I'm just letting my sacrum settle. I'm not really like pushing forward into the lunge at all. No need. Nice openness through the tailbone. Then I'm ready. And where I want is that activation through the quad, abdomen, side of the breast tissue. That's where I'm breathing to. That's where I'm bringing my awareness, not on my body, a little bit outside. So these 5 slow breaths. So just getting some activation there. Yeah. So we said 2 variations. That's I would say sort of an easier variation in the sense of the next one has us sitting in Vajrasana or Sesa. That's asking a lot on the feet, the shins, the knees. So we could have a little bit of space. We do need a little bit of space. It's almost like we're moving towards hero's pose and we're reaching back and now having that big stretch through the front part of the body again, quads, abdomen, sides of the breast tissue. Breathing. Lots of breathing. This in between doyo season is governed by earth. So this is going to be the one that's kind of lit up just during this interim before it's true autumn. Really the heart of this harvest time. We need a counter pose from here and we'll make that child's pose. Just something to stretch the spine in the opposite direction. And this child's pose feels absolutely delicious. Let's take a couple breaths here. Slowly making our way back up. So from here, we're on the floor. And so I'm going to grab this blanket. Go away. Go away. Yeah, you guys are not helping today. So heart, small intestine channels, those run under. No, you go away. You guys have disturbed my yoga class this whole morning. We're going to bring feet into a butterfly pose. This butterfly pose could be really wide, could be closer in, so whatever is accessible and comfortable for you. We could have feet, hands resting at the ankles, resting at the feet. You know, if you need to be higher up, that's also fine because the idea is to turn the hands inwards, elbows outwards. And what we want is the stretch from underneath. So we take a big breath in as we lead from the elbow. And we breathe. Here's another kind of fire to experience in the body, right? So many different kinds of heat, expressions of heat. Where's that sense of activation, tingling? Wow, just kind of turned on for me right now. Earth took a while today. That's super indicative of the season. Just like we're feeling inside the body, equally feel outside. And slowly back up. We follow this with water. Water looks a lot like Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend. I might even reach under, make sure I've got some space in my glutes. And both feet flexed. Inhaling, stretching up. And as you exhale, reach forward. We want activation through the whole back body. We might get to the toes. We might be nearby the toes. Feet flexed. My knees are soft. And I want this activation from my feet all the way through calves, backs of the knees, backs of the thighs, upward, whole back, all the way to the forehead. Lots of activation to feel into there. If it's comfortable to reach the toes. Breathing, awareness, inside and out. Next, inhale, all the way back up and down, ready for supplemental fire. So triple heater, pericardium, deep blood circulation, and metabolic regulation. We like that metabolic regulation. Two options here, Sukhasana, easy pose, or Yoni Mudra, one leg in, one leg out. Let's say we're doing one leg in, one leg out. I've got my right leg forward, so I'm gonna cross my right arm, whatever, like we're gonna do both ways. And we take that little forward fold and then walk the arms in opposite direction. We want this stretch through the shoulder blades, top of the shoulder blades, deltoids, caps of the shoulder. If we were doing the same stretch but from Sukhasana, then we have the arms in front, palms face outward, little forward fold, same thing. I do find that if the lower body is allowing for Yoni Mudra, there's a little bit more space for bellies and boobs. Okay, we're back here in the center. We take the pericardium, stretch arms out in front, fan open, and open the wrist. Deep blood circulation. Now we did one side, basically we need to switch. So if we did Yoni Mudra, we're gonna switch whichever arm is on top. Same thing if we're in Sukhasana. And our stretch for pericardium, inhale, opening up, fanning up. Nice breath in and following this up, finishing up this set, Sukhasana. Or sorry, we're in a wide leg stance. And don't hesitate to have something under the bum. Ooh, lots of tightness here for me. So I'm just doing a little movement side to side to settle into the pose itself. Ready to take this forward fold, liver channel. Breathing in, exhale, forward fold. So it's really interesting as we're moving through now, all that heat that I was feeling is dispelling, and there's this cool freshness in the body. I'm like, oh, that is sensational. Mm. Breathing. Nice. Inhaling, coming up, gallbladder stretch. We inhale, both arms up. We're going to take the side bend, either arm on top or to the inside. And breathe. The whole of side body. Inhale back up. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale back up. Exhale down. Oh, amazing. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn around, come onto our backs, and just catch the vibe right from those five elemental stretches. Right, I'm grabbing that blanket, make a little roll. I have that under my knees just to make that shavasana a little more comfortable. Just taking about a minute or so here and feeling what we can feel. What did we do from those five elemental stretches? What is happening in the body? What can we observe? Mm. And can you do this observation of what we feel from the five elemental stretches, but also be a little outside the body? We can be inside and outside at the same time. And if for some reason it's helpful to open the eyes, you could do that too. Feel that aliveness, sense of flow and activation, chi moving. I think it's pretty cool. We did two full body therapeutic practices. First, the form of standing, Pavan Muktanasa, and then now Masunaga's five elemental stretches. This is coming to us from Shiatsu land, East Asian medicine. Masunaga was a Japanese fellow who is responsible for the modern shiatsu practice. Mm-hmm. Let's finish off with some twists. Start with double leg twist. So knees are bent, legs are moving in opposite direction. I'm trying to say feet are wide. I'm like, the legs. Okay, the feet. Inhale, center. It's a transitional season. We need that ability to be agile, that twisting movement. Inhale, center, exhale, and swing. Inhale, the center, and twist. Couple times to each side. Single leg twist with a little added bonus. First, bring that right leg in and let that drop to the outside. Turn your head in the opposite direction. And then next breath, inhale to the center across the body, turning towards the space. Lots of options. Foot hook behind the knee, foot across the body, hand on top of the knee. Lots of options. Twists are so helpful to help us move that heat, that stagnation. Let's go opposite side. Inhale. First, this knee comes to the outside, turning the head in the opposite direction. Nice little stretch here. We're ready to come through the center and across the body. And breathe. We're going to go back to each side one more time. So inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Twist. Breathing and holding. One more breath. And now center and release. Last one. Ah, yeah. Ah. Not forcing the body in any way. There are tight places. Breathing into them, letting them unfold. Inhale back to center, releasing. One more twist. We've been playing around with this figure four twist, like the twist from figure four position. So we bring the right leg across, let that knee rotate to the outside. We're gonna see if we can get a little traction through the front part of the hip. It'll be this hip. And that knee comes down to the floor and the placement of the foot tractions that way. And to get that traction, we need that arm in the sort of twist position or something like it. Could be goalpost. Hoping this is feeling heavenly. Let's bring it back to center. And we switch sides. So this is a nice rotation to the outside, and we might even get a little movement there, breathing in. And that magical traction. And we're back to the center. And let's take another minute in Shavasana. Right. I do want to acknowledge, we have not been doing a good 10-minute Shavasana or Yoga Nidra at the conclusion of our practice. We need to. We need even more rest spaces. What are you breathing into? What are you accessing right now? There is so much more space in the body. At least I'm narrating for myself right now. I'm trusting it's the same for you because it's like night and day. I can feel through the whole of the body, like I can breathe inside now. If you're in the right place for a nice shavasana, let's go. Are there a couple more stretches that are calling to you? I love it. Is it instead of time to sit up and meditate? I'll leave you here with just the betterment of the body. I apologize for canine disruptions today, but kind of part of the fun. So enjoy, friends. What a great therapeutic practice today. Just wow, isn't it cool what we can do with our own bodies? I just love it. So thank you, and I will see you soon.